Live look at the floor of the U.S. Senate, where moments from now a vote-a-rama on President Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill is set to begin. This comes after the Republican-led chamber advanced the package following a dramatic, drawn-out process over the weekend. Let's bring in NBC News Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles. Ryan, I think they are about to start, right? What's the latest on where this all stands?
That's right. And, Katty, just know that I'm always here for you as well. And you're right.
Look at you guys. You got my back.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, you're right. We're expecting this vote-a-rama, as it's called, to begin any moment. And essentially, this is a process by which any senator can offer up an unlimited number of amendments to this bill with the goal of shaping it or trying to change it in some way before it gets to a final vote. Now, keep in mind, usually this vote-a-rama is just a messaging exercise. It's a way to get senators on the record about any number of issues connected to this bill. But there are so many things that are still unresolved that this bill could change substantially between now and the final vote, which could happen today or maybe even tomorrow.
Overnight, the U.S. Senate inching closer to delivering Donald Trump his long-awaited big, beautiful bill. It hasn't come easy. Republicans narrowly pushed the bill forward late Saturday. It passed, but with two GOP defections, including North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis, who has warned his party about the impacts of their plans to overhaul Medicaid.
So what do I tell 663,000 people in 2 years or 3 years when President Trump breaks his promise by pushing them off of Medicaid because the funding's not there?
Earlier in the day, President Trump posting a warning for all cost-cutting Republicans, writing, quote, "Remember, you still have to get reelected. Don't go too crazy." The Senate bill creates new requirements for Medicaid and SNAP, also known as food stamps, with the goal of eliminating waste and abuse from the system. But Democrats and some Republicans, including Tillis, are worried the cuts will hurt vulnerable people and lead to cracks in the system, like rural hospitals closing.
This bill produces the most amount of pain for the least amount of gain of any legislation that I can remember.
The Tillis no vote drew the ire of President Trump. And then in a shocking turn, Tillis announced he would not seek re-election, opening up a competitive seat ahead of the midterms. One the president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, is considering a run for. A new estimate released Sunday also showing the bill would add $3.3 trillion in budget deficits over the next decade. Republicans brushing off the criticism, arguing the bill extends $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and funds the Trump mass deportation plan, two important planks of Trump's re-election campaign.
This will secure that border in perpetuity. President Trump, this is your plan. It is in our bill. Well done.
Republicans aiming to pass the bill by July 4th. Over the weekend, President Trump asked if that deadline will hold.
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you that. I hate to say yes. I'd like to say yes.
Now, another thing to keep in mind as we work through this vote-a-rama process, obviously there's a lot of senators waiting to see what the final outcome will be, but this bill will also have to pass the House, and it needs to be identical when it gets there. Otherwise, we're going to have to go through this process all over again. And there are many House members that are concerned about the changes that the Senate is making to this bill. Keep in mind, in the House, they can only afford to lose 3 votes and still have the bill pass. So while Republicans remain confident that they can get this done before the 4th of July, there's still a lot that needs to happen, and there are a lot of things that could go wrong between now and then. Katty?
Yeah, Ryan, I'm counting off for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They've basically got 4 days, right, to get through a whole lot. Give us your crystal ball. Does this get to the president's desk on July the 4th as he wants?
Ultimately, I think it will, because Donald Trump is the closer when it comes to things like this. And even though a lot of these both House and Senate members have whined about the contours of this bill, I just do not think that there are enough of them that have the guts to stand up to Donald Trump and actually vote no when it comes to final passage. So I think that is really the determining factor here, whether or not there are enough people willing to tell Donald Trump they just don't like this bill. And this Congress has demonstrably shown that that's just not the case.
Okay, NBC News Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles. Enjoy the Votorama, Ryan. Thanks very much for joining us. Okay, for more, let's bring in NBC News White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor. Yamiche, look, I imagine they're feeling pretty good at the White House. They got through the Iran strikes. They got the ruling from the Supreme Court. They now have this bill. It feels they've got the Canadians giving up on a trade provision. How are they feeling? What are they telling you? But I can't believe that they've had such a good week in a while, have they?
Well, the other thing that happened is, of course, that the president essentially pressured Thom Tillis, the senator from North Carolina, to say that he's not running for re-election after he voted against moving forward with this Senate bill. So the White House is feeling very much like they have the wind at their backs. The president, in particular, is feeling very much like he has multiple victory laps to take. That being said, the president understands that he has to be personally involved to make sure that this bill goes forward. All weekend, he was supposed to go away and instead decided to spend the weekend in Washington, D.C., golfing at times with some of the people who were holdouts, some of the lawmakers who were holdouts of this bill. And the president and the White House are essentially making it crystal clear. Lawmakers can either vote for this bill or they can essentially vote to end their careers, is the way that one source has been putting it. And this idea is that the White House really does see the president and his agenda and his priorities and really all of the things that he promised people on the campaign trail as directly tied to this bill. And as a result, the president believes that anyone who essentially is not going to get on board with this, that they are portraying him personally. So the president is certainly going to be involved in making sure that this gets to the Senate. The president's also going to be, I think, very involved when it goes to the House. And maybe there are a few House members, you think of the Freedom Caucus and others, who have voiced concerns. But as Ryan said, this is a Republican Congress that has not shown that it is willing to stand up to President Trump. And he does feel like he has this sort of weight because he was able to win all battleground states, all 7 battleground states, and was able to be reelected. He believes that they are really to bend to his will, and that if they don't do that, that you'll find lawmakers who are primaried. And let's be clear, for President Trump and the Republican Party right now, a Trump endorsement could end the careers of any of the lawmakers who vote against this bill. So it is my sense that the president feels like he is going to be on good standing. Whether this gets to his desk on July 4th is still the big goal here. It's still a question, but the president's saying essentially that he wants to have a big signing on Independence Day, Caddy.
Yeah, I mean, Molly, it turns out, surprise, surprise, when you have the kind of control Donald Trump has of his party, and that party has control of both houses of Congress and the White House, you can get an awful lot done. What can Democrats do to try and salvage something from this moment?
So this is a real question, and I've talked to a lot of people in both houses about this on the Democratic side. And the question is, one of the things that Schumer did, and again, whether it worked or not, Fetterman was mad about it, but I think it was certainly one of the very few things they could do was they made them read the whole bill, right, on the floor of the Senate. That was something they could, it's a messaging thing, but the question is, what can you do? Now, I do want to point out the public land sales, right? There were public land sales tucked into this bill. Remember, this bill has everything in the world in it, right? Because they think this is the only piece of legislation possibly that the Trump 2.0 in the first 2 years will pass. So the public land sales was stripped out. So I do think there are possibilities for more movement in this bill. And I'm curious to know, Pablo, what you think if you see that coming. There's definitely a lot in here, and now they're doing a Votorama, and there really is movement. I think there's some movement here in some of the elements of the bill because it's huge.
Yeah, look, all of this reminds me a bit of a dystopian sports broadcast, as we see the picture-in-picture right there in the bottom right. We see the reports that J.D. Vance is showing up to break a tie if needed, and the question of procedure, what do you do? How do you attack and dissect? To me, if you're the Democrats, the thing that I would prioritize above all else is, in fact, the overarching message here, which is the message that Thom Tillis has clearly also seen, in spite of the fact that, yes, we know what's coming, which is not just political pushback from the Trump wing, but also the internet seizing on all of these people. But the message, which should be clear, is this is the largest transfer of wealth from the poorest to the rich in the history of the United States. That is what has been credibly presented. And when you looking at the New York Post on the desk here, I'm looking at Zohran Mamdani's smiling face. I'm looking at what Trump has promised as a populist and what he is not delivering, literally the opposite in this bill. And Caddy, I am just thinking that the thing that Democrats have an opportunity to do here as a cohesive entity is say, we're not in favor of the ultra-rich getting yet more breaks. This does feel like it feels like the through line in this moment. Maybe that feels ideologically on some level pie in the sky, but currently it feels like it's actually the brass tacks issue right in front of us.
Yeah, I think the key word there is cohesive. And are the Democrats cohesive at the moment on almost anything?